Oh, hello. Welcome to another video. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about Adepticon predictions. So yesterday, Games Workshop put up the article, which they always put up in advance of all these big preview streams, where they confirm the systems that you can expect to see something for if you tune into the preview show. So we got 40k, Age of Sigmar, Warcry, the Oldworld, Kill Team, Warhammer Underworlds, plus little teasers for Necromunda and the Horus Heresy. So let's get into my predictions, and then tell me what you think down below in the comments. So, right. So those of you that watch my channel and watch every video out will know that the weekend's video was one of my little occasional rant-filled videos. Do you know I don't really like doing them? They seem very lazy to me, and yet the views and the metrics and the engagement from that video, to the moon, right? Like, I understand how channels that just complain all the time got that way. Like, people say in the comments, I don't like this. And then the metrics are like, no. Well, somebody clearly likes it. Anyway, enough inside wibbling. So in that video, I half jokingly said, oh, they'll probably preview Highfall before Nightmare comes out. Yeah. Because the date for the preview here makes it impossible that Nightmare will be out before the preview. So maybe if we're lucky, we'll get the Nightmare Sunday preview on Sunday, and then we'll at least have had it previewed before we go into the into this preview and get the images and the confirmation for what's going to be in the next Kill Team set. So that situation's happening again. In terms of what it's actually going to be, it's going to be Kill Team Highfall. This is the long-standing Valrat rumour. I've reported it on the channel before, but just in case this is my first video that you've clicked on, or you're not someone that watches why not? Subscribe, please, and watch every video. But if you're not someone that watches every video, I'll just go through quickly again what it is. Highfall is the rumoured next Kill Team box set, which is said to include Brood Brothers, right? So Brood Brothers, I've put the little picture there on the left of your screen. Brood Brothers are a product that currently exists for Genestealer Cults in 40k that consists of the old Cadian squad plus some upgrade parts to give them bald heads, basically, and make them look like they're Genestealer cultists. So it's the sort of what happens when the Genestealers infiltrate the Planetary Defence Force just prior to the Tyranids landing. It answers that question. And essentially the rumour is that they want to update the Brood Brothers, so it will be the new plastic Cadians that have been out for a while, the Cadian shock troops, the nice new tall ones, with a brand new Genestealer cult-themed Brood Brothers upgrade sprue, right? And then in that box, alongside them, apparently you're fighting dismounted Hernkin Pioneers. So the Hernkin Pioneers are these slightly more classic-looking squats, right? That got duster jackets and goggles, right? And they ride these weird hover bikes, but without the hover bikes. So, Brood Brothers versus Heineken Pioneers. So we get to test that rumour. Maybe it's going to be something totally different, right? Now, I would guess the preview, we're just going to see the Brood Brothers, right? That's what I'm assuming. We're not going to see we could just see the Heineken Pioneers. I'm just going off the fact that when the first preview for Kill Team Nightmare, we saw the Night Lords, who were the upgrade sprue team, and we had to wait longer to see the Mandrakes, right, who are the brand new plastic kit. So I'm assuming that they're going to show us the upgrade sprue first, the Brood Brothers, and then a bit later on we'll see the Heineken Pioneers. But we'll know if we see the Brood Brothers, it'll kind of be like, oh yeah, Valrat was right again. That means we're getting Heineken Pioneers, or vice versa. And that's, I don't want to have another rant about Kill Team. It really does seem, doesn't it, that the release schedule is doing one thing and the marketing train just keeps on juggernauting along and will not stop, right? They keep, it's really, Games Workshop, this used to be a big no-no from Games Workshop point of view, because people used to say of Games Workshop, oh, Games Workshop, why can't you tell us what's coming, like, longer term? Why do you just have to spring things on us? And people would always cynically say about Games Workshop, like, oh, well, they don't like to tell you what's coming, because then you might not buy what's next, because you might decide you prefer what's coming, and that's been a long-standing tenet of Games Workshop's marketing for a long time, right? And now, actively, for the same system, like, there will be people who see this box, love it, and decide not to buy Nightmare, right? There'll be people that saw Nightmare and decided they didn't want to buy Salvation, and if Games Workshop's really unlucky, some of the people that see this being previewed will be people who were going to buy Nightmare that didn't buy Salvation because they were going to buy Nightmare. And so they'll have people in a forever state of, I don't need that one, I'll get the next one, right? Possibly that's good for the consumer, but it's not great for GW, so why are they doing it to themselves? Doesn't make any sense, but I'm not ranting. All right, I was already been accused once in the comments on that previous video of manufactured outrage reviews of brand new Discourse miniatures over here. No. Clear head, clear eyes. On with the predictions show, because that's the fun of it, that's the game. Let's see how correct I can be. So, Warcry. So we're expecting 2 warbands for Warcry, supposedly releasing in March, April and May, although, the release schedule. Literally, I have no idea about Warcry, right? So I'm literally, almost every other slide is based on something. Literally for this, I'm pulling it out of my backside, which, it seems weird to me that in the current setting of Warcry, which is all foresty, jungly palaver, in the realm of beasts, we haven't had a Sylvaneth or Beasts of Chaos box. I think Sylvaneth versus Beasts of Chaos would work thematically. So I guess, because I'm going to predict something to see if I'm right about it later, we'll go for Sylvaneth versus Beasts of Chaos. But this isn't based on any kind of information from anybody. So listen, it stands to reason. I'm really plugged into Kill Team, so I'm almost certain I know what the Kill Team box is. If you're out there and really plugged into the Warcry scene, and you basically know, oh no, we're all expecting the Warcry box to be this, let me know in the comments. Although, maybe that's less of a thing for Warcry, because my understanding is that Warcry players that play competitively are still using the Compendium because the Compendium is better. Not sure. Hardcore Warcry players, if you've stumbled onto this video, let me know in the comments. Educate me about your system, right? I really want to like Warcry. But it's tough. It's tough, especially when they said it in the realm of beasts, which isn't my wheelhouse, Ossiarch Bone Reapers are coming for Underworld. So, in the preview article that went up yesterday, they did show off this little bone doggy, who's clearly an Ossiarch Bone Reaper, bone golem. I'm sure I don't need to explain that to anybody, but you look at the paint scheme, he's got the little thing on his chest, he's clearly not an animal, he's clearly a patchwork of other bones, it's Ossiarch Bone Reapers. Now, you could be saying, well, this could be for AOS, this could be for Warcry. I think it's Underworld because it has a black base rim. I must admit, the top of the base is very Warcry looking, but I think it's for Underworld because it has a black base rim. And as far as I can tell, all of the Underworld's releases have got black base rims, whereas generally speaking, the Warcry ones don't. There is a reasonable chance that this guy's secretly the Warcry release and not the Underworld's release. But I'm going to say I'm expecting a Ossiarch Bone Reapers release for Warhammer Underworld. Not least because here's my Bone Reapers and here's a dog for them. Is just randomly putting a dog in the box is such a Warhammer Underworld thing at the moment. I mean, don't forget that the Durin Crab was an Underworld model, so I can just kind of see it, right? But it could well be this is going for Warcry, and that would make the Warcry box likely to be Bone Reapers versus Sylvaneth, which is the fallback option. And then I've got no idea what's coming for Underworlds, right? Because while I'm thinking, there is already an Ossiarch Bone Reapers team for Underworlds, but then they double up on stuff all the time. So, yeah, I'm going to stick with what's on the slide, but yeah, I'm amenable to being told in the comments, no, that's definitely if you want to let me know that's definitely going to be a Warcry thing, then I'm not going to send you away with a flea in your ear, okay? Oldworld. So the Oldworld, I'm pretty sure they're going to talk a little bit about orcs and goblins, and then a lot about the dwarves. So we've already seen the orcs and goblins army set and launch box previewed ages ago, actually. It feels like on Warcom. I have it in my head from somewhere. I picked it up from somewhere, from a rumour place, or it could even have been an official press release. I can't find the source of this belief, but it's definitely a belief I've internalized from somewhere. The Oldworld release is going to happen in thematic pairs, which doesn't quite make sense because there's one more good army than there are evil armies, but maybe there's going to be a secret bonus evil army at the end. Who knows? But we had Bretonia versus Tomb Kings, and then my feeling is this next pair is going to be classically Dwarves versus Greenskins, and then we're going to get like Beastmen versus Wood Elves, and finally Empire versus Chaos, and that's going to be the release pattern. So I'm expecting this to be Chaos. I'm expecting this to be Dwarves, okay? Oldworld Dwarves, so the classic thing where mostly it's returning plastics, maybe one or two resin sculpts, maybe a couple of metals they've dug up from somewhere, okay? Not my jam, for Oldworld. I'm a Chaos Warriors guy, so, I do like Dwarves. Dwarves is like one of my favourite armies that I never collected, right? Because classic, I think Dwarves have lost so much of their identity from Warhammer Fantasy to Age of Sigmar. I love everything about Warhammer Fantasy Dwarves that don't exist in Age of Sigmar, right? So there's that. But not for me as a thing to pick up, but that's what I think is going to happen there. Let me know in the comments again if you're more plugged into the old world scene and you want to correct me or say, yeah, you remembered rightly, you're right on it. Let me know. 40k, I can't see it being anything other than the Chaos Space Marines. So we know what's coming in spring. The Dark Angels are here, they're out. The Tau Kroot fellas have been up on Sunday preview already. The Custodes and the Orcs were shown off for the Warhammer Worlds anniversary open day, right? And then they were shown online as well. So that just leaves the Chaos Space Marines within that spring 2024 block. So I think it's going to be Chaos Space Marines. I have heard it's going to be 2 characters, a Jump Pack Lord, and then also another character that maybe a Terminator character. Now, slightly upsettingly, I think, apparently they're first coming both of them in a pair of themed FOMO boxes. So you're getting a new book and 2 new models, right? But both the new models are going to be gated behind boxes. Great for people that are starting off Chaos Space Marine armies. Like, they're doing this all the time. They do this with the Orcs, they're doing it with the Custodes, they're doing it with, well, the Tau and the Dark Angels are different because I can actually get behind, here's a box of brand new miniatures, and people will buy them because they want the brand new miniatures. But I have a feeling it's going to be like the Orcs and the Custodes, except 2 boxes apparently, where it's a thing, the new thing, and then a bunch of stuff that you probably already have. Great for new players because you're getting a bunch of stuff at a discount. Kind of predatory for the super fans of the system, because I'm sitting here thinking, when it rocks around to Sisters of Battle, which it will, and they put in a single new model, which is supposed to be some kind of new flying character, and they put it in a big box full of old models that I don't need, will I buy it anyway because I want the model? Yeah, I will. I won't feel good about it, but yeah, I will. Right, to get the box with artwork and book, and I feel like I have it and be in the in crowd. I will, and then probably end up trying to flip all those other kits on eBay along with everybody else. It's not a great marketing tactic. Yeah, we could resist it and just wait. I'm not a patient person. A lot of people around at the moment aren't patient people. So a little annoying, but the characters do sound really cool if you're a Chaos Space Marines fan. And hey, this is all rumour and speculation. It could be something totally different. They could be getting bags of new miniatures. And the fact that you're getting a new codex is the main thing, right? Be interested to get your new codex, all your detachments, see what you can do rules-wise, even if you're not going to rush out and buy the boxes or those 2 new HQ characters. And then that brings us on to Age of Sigmar. So Age of Sigmar 4 is going to be the big tentpole of the preview. You've all seen the teaser on Warhammer Community. Sigmar lied. What is Sigmar lie about? I'm not actually that up on the minute detail of the lore of Age of Sigmar to know what Sigmar lied about. I do know that it's widely reported in the kind of online commentary out that Age of Sigmar 4 is going to be Skaven versus Stormcast. Apparently out there are some links to different people that have said, oh, this is a breakdown of all the Skaven that are going to be in the box. I've heard it's going to be like a Clan Eschen box. I don't know about that, to be fair. I will say that in the Sigmar Live trailer, there's a little rat that scuttles across the screen, and there's a very audible Go and watch the video yourself. But I do think it's going to be nailed on that it's going to be Stormcast Eternals versus Skaven, which kind of works. If you look at the past 3 editions of Age of Sigmar, first box was Stormcast Eternals versus Chaos, then second box was Stormcast Eternals versus Death, and now the third box was Stormcast Eternals versus Destruction. So now the wheel turns again, and we start off again with Stormcast Eternals versus Chaos, remembering that in the Brave New Worlds that is Age of Sigmar, Skaven have been lumped in with Chaos, just in case we have any Old World fans going, Skaven and Chaos are different things, Phil. Like, not anymore, right? So catch me in 3 more years. I might buy the Age of Sigmar launch box when it once again has Death in it, right? But that's beside the point. I think this is going to be the big tentpole release of the preview. I don't necessarily know they're going to show off the whole box. I have a feeling that they're going to do its own preview for it, right? But they're certainly going to acknowledge that it's coming and show us bits of it, okay? Yes. Remember, yeah. Teasers. This is new. We've never had this before where it's been like plus exciting teasers. Like we've known for a while that sometimes they kind of just one more thing us at the end of these streams and they show us like just a clip. Usually it's something fast paced and cut and partially lighted. So we're going to get some teasers. I don't have any information what these teasers are because these are things that are quite far out. So these are, well, for Necromunda, I've heard little rumblings that apparently they're working on, and Valrak said this recently, and then I remember like years ago, Andy Hoare talking about this back when the Forge World and Specialist staff just were allowed to be at events and have a lot looser lips. That maybe the Necromunda thing is going to be Hive Secundus, where the idea is that it's going to be a whole new hive with whole new house gangs. So Necromunda in like on the planet Necromunda, but a different hive. So you'd have 6 new house gangs, totally different flavour, a totally different like a setting within a setting, right? Sounds like a soft relaunch, right? I could see this being a really good thing for Necromunda if they somehow managed to come out with a soft relaunch with like full, complete, compatible rule books and everyone knows what's going on. Necromunda really suffers with its new player experience because Necromunda, since it launched, hasn't had like a proper new edition, but it keeps having these kind of pseudo new editions and new consolidations of rulebooks, and you need cards, and there's card packs knocking around, and different cards are in different packs, and they've been reprinted a couple of times, and with different cards and different things. It's like, I feel like keeping track of Necromunda and how you start Necromunda and where all the rules for Necromunda actually are is almost a full-time job, right? I remember. So, yeah, I mean, because it came out piecemeal, and then it had consolidated rule books, and then they came out with like faction books again. So maybe this would be cool. It's a bit of a mystery box. I could see them just sort of teasing quickly, like Necromunda's going to a new hive. You know, the end. They're obviously not going to show you that much because it's tease. It's big enough and bold enough. And also can potentially be quite far away that I could see it being a tease just to get people excited and hyped. For Horus Heresy, I'm going to predict that they're going to show off the next Ascended Primarch. So we've had Horus Ascended, we had Fulgrim Ascended. If they're just going to do the villains, I think Demon Angron would be a really good choice, especially if people could like buy and use them in 40k. I mean, I know a lot of people that love World Eaters that don't like the plastic Angron miniature. Kind of a miss. So, like, I reckon a big resin Demon Angron would sell. It would sell to 40k players as well as Horus Heresy players. Real obvious shout, but maybe they should do a Loyalist. I know that the Loyalist Primarchs don't become Demon Princes, right? But they have, for example, Khan on his giant jet bike. Like, I forget the name of Khan's giant jet bike. Let me know in the comments if you remember the name of Khan's giant jet bike. But, like, Khan on a giant jet bike, right? Like, that could be pretty cool. Some people are talking about them redoing Rogel Dawn. I don't really know what you like. Rogel Dawn, I kind of see if there's a big ceiling base, like you get like half a Terra battlement, like on Rogel Dawn, things like that. But you know, bigger, chunkier, more expensive Primarchs. The demon ones are a little easier to envisage, but yeah, there's anything. But that's what I think it's going to be. It's going to be a Primarch of some kind, a new one, a big one. in resin. And that brings us to the end of my predictions. So just a quick note on times, because they also shared that on Warcom yesterday. I say today because I'm recording it. If you're a member, you've seen this the day it was made, but if you're a regular channel user, you're seeing it the next day because of things. But yes, I'll be getting up at 3 a.m. UK time to live blog on the Discord. I'll stick a video up shortly afterwards, and then I will go to work on that Thursday feeling absolutely flipping knackered. But that's just what I like to do. Okay, so look forward to that. I'm looking forward to that. I think it'll be great fun. I think we're going to get loads of different bits for loads of different systems, loads of stuff for people to look forward to and enjoy. Final thoughts: if you've got your own predictions and gossip, especially if you're like really plugged into one of the games that I'm less plugged into, check your own predictions and gossip into the chat. Also, if you have hopes and dreams and you just want a wish list, share that in the chat as well. That's valid, right? Thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing, right? We're trying to get to 10,000 subscribers. We're a long way away, but that's the aim, right? Best thing you can do for me, even if you never watch another video, just give us the sub and forget I'm there. You know you want to. It's an easy and free way to say thank you for this 20-minute ramble if you've enjoyed the whole thing. And speaking of saying thank you, a massive thank you from me to all my members. So these are the people that actually go above and beyond and directly financially support me every month on YouTube, but especially to Nightfall and to Massive Crit, who are both subscribed at the highest tier and get a personalised shout out at the end of every single video. Thank you so much, guys. It means like that someone's willing to pay me to sit here in my dressing gown and do this. That's it's still kind of absurd to me, but thank you. Thanks a lot. All right. Thanks, everyone. Have a good one. Cheery bye. Bye-bye. Goodbye. Bye. Bye-bye-bye.